I am going to look really forward to trying all the new spices and herbs that are out there, and they're ours, they're Indigenous.
Hello, today I am making Indigenous party pies. They're absolutely delicious. So you are going to really enjoy this. The flavours, a little bit of chilli in there, a little bit of pepper, something a little bit different. And the pastries, 2 different types, make it really interesting too. The recipe we are making today is really only for one person, but if you wanted to cook them for the family, you could double or even triple the recipe. But we have 100 grams of mince. I've got half an onion there because my onion was really small, so I'm using half. Wild herb salt, so it could have things like lemon myrtle, could have mint, other green herbs that are available. We've got nutmeg. We've got Parisian essence. Now, Parisian essence is a colouring that we use in savoury food mainly, but you can put it in something like puddings or in cakes, but it's just a colouring to make the meat look really inviting. We've got mountain pepper, beautiful, chilli, coconut and lemon myrtle sauce. So the Indigenous ingredient there is the lemon myrtle. There's also chilli in there, so it gives a bit of a hit. Worcestershire sauce. We've got water in our measuring jug. We've got oil. And we've got corn flour. So we always cut off the end and we peel back whatever layers you think need pulling back to get to the nice part of the onion. So then of course we always cut this direction first. I'm using my vegetable knife at home today, but you can use your cook's knife or whatever knife you have at hand. Then we turn it and we chop it this way. Holding it all together, keeping your fingers crabbed back, and there we have one chopped onion. So I have heated my oil. You never put anything into cold oil. It always must be heated up. So I've put my oil on. I'm just softening my onion down. I mean, I've got this in a large frying pan because I want you to be able to see it, but you can do this easily in a saucepan to keep all the onion into the one area. I don't want this video to go on forever, so I'm just going to add my mince and break it up into small pieces, and you're going to cook that until it's brown. And that way you know that it is partly cooked, because it'll continue cooking in the pastry shell later, but you want it to be pretty much cooked now. So that will cook until it's nice and brown. So you can see the meat now has changed colour. There's no red left. So then I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. So my Parisian essence, my Worcestershire sauce, bush pepper, bush salt, nutmeg. Give it a good stir around. Now I'm going to add the corn flour now too, and we're going to cook that out so the flavour of it, we don't want the flavour to come through, we just want it as a thickening agent. So you can see it's already started to stick on the bottom there. Then I'm actually going to put some of my sauce in now, my chilli sauce. I think that's going to add just a little bit more of a tang. Then we're going to add the water, because this is where we're going to, I'm just going to add a little bit at a time to mix with that corn flour, scrape it off the bottom to start making our sauce. So this is going to cook for, you know, it depends, roughly until it's thickened really. I mean, you can gauge that. It would be at least, the recipe says 15 minutes. There's no way it will need that much. It will probably only need 7 to 8 minutes, if that. So you just cook it on low. I'll turn my heat down really low, and it's just going to bubble away and evaporate and leave us with a beautiful thick sauce. Now, we have 2 pastries that we're using. This will make 6, so you have to look at your tray and think, well, this one just fits on the top. So that'll be for my top, which will be the puff pastry. The base has to go in and then back out. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the actual roundness on the top. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with that larger one, and then I'm making 6 with this one. You can see this one's easier because it's an actual cutter, whereas the other one's glass that I'm just using. So I might have to just go over them. So we place that in the bottom. Actually, I might just hold there 1 second. I might just give it a quick spray. Pastry should not stick, but I don't trust it. So just a little spray, and then we put the bases in. Push them down. Now, of course, if you're going to make more, you'd use the whole sheet, and I'll probably keep that sheet for something else. I never waste anything. Two more to go. And whoop, that one I broke. It's no good. Well, I had some extra. And pop that in there. Then I'm going to bring my meat over, and with a 2-spoon method, like you do a cake, you take some out and place it in the bottom. Take some out, place it in the bottom. A bit too much on that one, so. Oops. And put a little bit more back in that one. Actually, I got a bit crazy with that first one. I'll take some out of there and put it in there. So we even them all out, so nobody gets shortchanged. Then what we're going to do, we're going to get our pastry brush, and we're just going to wet around the top of the pastry. Now I'm just going to use water. And I'm just going to wet around the edges of the pastry, just so that the 2 pastries will actually stick together. Okay, then we get our puff pastry, and we place it on top, and then we push down with the other pastry. Now you can either leave it like that and just put a couple of knife marks to let the evaporated liquid out, or you can use a spoon, and I'll show you in my next one. You can use a spoon and you can push it down, of course, but you can use a spoon to make a decoration. Not doing it very well. There we go. And put another, just a little slit in there. So I'll come back when they're cooked. So there we have Indigenous party pies. I think you'd be, it'd be a little bit difficult to tell if you had bought one and mine, which one was the one from the shop. They look pretty professional, don't they? And yours can too as well. Now remember, if you don't have all of the ingredients I had, just whatever you've got at home, mixed herbs. Don't have peas in essence, that's fine. If you don't have the 2 pastries, just use one of the pastries. But it is nice to have the short crust on the bottom and the flaky pastry on the top. Good luck.
They really kicked a punch. They were spicy, hot, and really, really something different. I love them.